right, Dr. Ashton here, answering your questions. Let's start with number one from the viewer. What happens if I don't get my second vaccine dose on time, Doc?
Okay, so we have to extrapolate what we know from other vaccines, and it depends what you mean by on time.
Okay.
Are you a couple of days or maybe a week or two late, or are you 6 months late? If it's the latter, remember, this vaccine and the way it was studied, too young to know what would happen if someone only got one dose and then, oops, they go back 6 months later, what kind of antibody immune response they'll get. So there's a regimen, you know, if you're talking about the Pfizer vaccine, you return in 21 days. You really want to try to make that a priority right now. Again, 1 or 2 days off, probably not a big deal, but 6 months off, who knows?
Okay. Translation, go get your second dose on time, folks.
Make it a priority.
Yeah, sorry. Question number two here. How many vaccine doses will need to be administered in the U.S. for herd immunity to be achieved?
So this is what epidemiologists are working on right now. They're looking at all kinds of modeling with input of different types of data. Dr. Anthony Fauci started by saying 75 to 80%. Then that number kind of went up a little. Remember, we're talking about vaccine-induced immunity and then natural-induced immunity from the millions and millions of people who have already had COVID-19. Right now, epidemiologists are saying it has to be a significant portion of the American population. So we're talking about 80%, possibly even more. That is going to be a logistical challenge.
All right. Question number three here. Do we know what the differences are between the UK and South African variants of SARS-CoV-2?
So excellent that the question used the word variant. So some terminology here. Remember, SARS-CoV-2 is a strain of coronavirus. Other strains, SARS, MERS, those are strains of the same viral family. Then viruses, say it with me, mutate for a living. So as they undergo those mutations, they produce other variants. Now with genetic sequencing, which is basically like taking the fingerprint of the viral specimen, they have determined that there's a strain in the UK that was detected in South Africa. They think it traveled from South Africa to the UK. But to be clear, they are way ahead of the US in their ability to look at these genetic profiles. We are sequencing less than 0.5% of specimens. You can't monitor something if you can't identify it. So we have to get up to speed on that genetic profiling real fast.
Every doctor I hear on TV talking about that gets worked up because we are not doing what we should do.
Look, it's challenging. There's a lot to do and there's a lot to learn.
All right, Dr. Ashton, thank you so much. Folks, thank you for the questions, too. Continue to submit them to Dr. Ashton on her Instagram at Dr. J. Ashton.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.